Sweet. Okay.
Caroline. Bum,
Sweet.
bum, bum.
Perfect. Awesome.
All
Why
right,
don't we
time to get to it.
start the episode by actually saying this is a podcast called One Hit No Wonder?
Why would we do that?
You're right. We shouldn't do that.
I just
We should
don't see the
shrink it
value.
all.
I really don't see the value, If
Mm,
I consume a piece of content,
hmm
don't tell me what it's
Don't tell
called.
me what it is. I don't want
Don't
to know
don't
what
tell
it
me what
is.
it is. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I want to be. I love when I watch a
Yeah.
movie and it takes 10 minutes for you to show me the intro. I love watching Lord of the Rings, the extended edition, and it's like 20 minutes into the movie and we finally get that title card. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm watching.
The whole thing started. It's just the Shire,
Yep.
but they were all of them deceived. I'm like, who? What are
Who?
we talking
What are you
about?
talking about? Oh, the Fellowship. That's who was
Well,
deceived.
I thought we were watching Spider-Man the entire time.
I thought it was Spider-Man. I bought a ticket.
Bought a t-
I said, what's showing today? And they said, here you go.
you
You'll
bought
never
a
guess.
ticket. You bought a ticket, and it wasn't even you're at home. You're in
I
your
was at
living room.
home. Yeah. The guy,
I
the
paid
AMC
money.
clerk, he came to my house and he had a little ticket booth with him. And I said, what do you got for me? He
What do you
said,
got for me?
what do you want to watch, my man? I said, I don't know, Spider-Man. And he goes, okay, here you go.
This guy.
And then I go and I put on my Apple TV and I
You
flip the remote to Lord of the Rings.
put on
I'm
your
like, I
stretchy
can't wait.
pants.
I can't wait to see Toby. I'm so excited about seeing Toby and his
Yep.
magical powers.
Somebody lied. That's
It's
it.
somebody lied. It's pizza time. And
It's
then
pizza.
I get my pizza. Hold on.
Get my pizza.
I'm, I'm opening up my pizza here and taking out a slice. And then I see all these elves and these Mordors fighting, and I see this big
Yeah.
silver guy, and he's
You
got a
know
ring
the
on, and he's like,
you know
"Marry me, will you?"
the second movie is Elfman Frodo and the Mordors. It's actually a musical.
The second
Yeah.
Spider-Man
The
movie.
second Spider.
I haven't seen it. Don't spoil it for me.
Okay, you're right.
All right,
It's the best one.
it's the best one.
Uh Folks,
All that
this
to
is
say,
One Hit No Wonder.
don't tell me the title.
Yeah, exactly. Don't tell me the title.
Mm.
If you've been listening this far, you're probably turning it off by now. But we are a podcast called One Hit No Wonder. We like to talk about hits, folks.
Dang.
We like to talk about the people, the
The
hits,
hits, the
the
hits, the
songs.
people,
Yeah,
the hit
we
people. We hit people.
we hit people.
Bad
And
people.
don't
Only bad people. We don't hit good
well,
people.
that's true.
Just bad
Well,
people.
you gotta have morals. Uh, it's a moral
The
thing.
ones who
But
deserve it.
hey, guys,
Like bank
we're
clerks.
yeah. Oh gosh, anklers. Uh, I'm out of it. I'm out. You do it. You do the damn intro. I
Yeah,
don't
this is
know.
one hit no wonder. We talk about one hit wonders on the show. We also talk about other things. We like talking about music. It's good music discussion.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. So this week, we had mentioned last week on the podcast that we were going to try to change a few things up. Bring a little more discussion topics into it. It's not that we don't like one hit wonders, but we're not very educated on them. To be completely honest with you, it's not really either of our favorite types of music to listen to. And the whole thing started kind of more as a goof of like, how silly are these songs? And a lot of them are genuinely great. But all that to say, we just wanted to spend some more time up close and personal with music that we do like. And so we've decided to kind of take a fun little discussion every week and blend that into the mix. But one thing that has not changed is that we like to talk about music that we've been listening to. Oh, check us out on the socials, by the way. Let's do a plug.
yeah,
Why not? Let's do a plug.
yeah.
Let's plug it.
Let's plug it.
We're at One Hit No
Plug it up.
Wonder on the TikToks, on YouTube. Nolan has just informed me that he will start putting the full episodes in view mode, video podcast on YouTube. If you're watching it right now, you're seeing us do the field goal motions. Score, that's 3 points.
Score.
So we're on Instagram too. We're on the tweeters or the X marks the
X.
spot, whatever they
Yeah.
call it now. I don't think we're on Facebook, right?
The pirate at no, no. We did.
No,
If you're on
don't do
Facebook,
that one.
get out.
Get out of here.
Get out of
Get
here.
out of here. I'm on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah. I
So
guess
yeah,
I have one. Bye.
Bye. Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
follow
you
us
can email
there.
us too. One hit no wonder pod at gmail.com. We like to solicit your feedback.
Yes.
I'm posting links to these episodes on Reddit every week. Sometimes I ask for feedback, other times I don't, but it's Reddit. They're going to give it to you anyways. Yeah, but follow us. We're very easy people to follow. We're very easy people to talk to. You could grab a coffee with us. I'll pay. I'll take you to Starbucks whenever you
That's
want to
it.
go.
Go out, try it out.
Get a cheese
Try it out.
Danish.
You get a lease and a key.
Get a Lisa Nikki.
Try it out.
We like to
Yeah,
talk about other things like what we've been listening to this week.
we
Nolan, do
do.
you want to take the
I'll
reins here?
yeah, I'll start it off. Man, shit. I listen to heavy music. This is no surprise if you've listened to the podcast. I really enjoy a fat breakdown. Just a lot of fun thing, fat, real meaty. Nice nice jowls.
Big
Yeah,
jowls on the
I
breakdowns.
I became aware of a band called Landmarks, and it's I hate the kitschy thing that they do. A lot of bands have done this. They replace a letter with an upside down version of the letter, and oftentimes
So
it's
it's
A. So
Landmarks.
yes, exactly. So they use A for land, but Marks is MVRKS.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's the only, I don't know, whatever about it. But I was in coding school in 2021, and I found this band, and they had a sick music video, and since then I've been listening. They were on the last Devil Wears Prada tour, so when they came to town, I got a chance to see them, and they were fantastic, very fun. Anyway, these guys released a new song called Creature, and they have the most insane breakdown. Before you play it, Matt, I think you're going to really enjoy it because I haven't heard one that's like this before. And you'll see why. But yeah, this
Okay.
is Creature by Landmarks.
It's a world made of silence and cold. I know the calling and it shatters my soul. You and I ain't supposed to be real. I no longer feel, cause you took everything. Nowhere to raise the pain, guided by fear. Guided by fear.
Yeah, that
Not
caught me by surprise.
yeah, not what I was expecting.
No,
Yeah,
I had
that's fun.
never. I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure bands have done this before, uh, where they've done, a closed hi-hat
Mhm.
breakdown or intro
Yeah.
to it. I don't know. There's like the build-up bit, there's the call out, and usually it's just a
Mhm.
breakdown.
Yeah.
And that time there's a closed hi-hat little groove that they did, and then it hits you in the face
Yeah.
even harder. So I heard that and I was
That's
like, well,
fun.
that's gonna
It,
be a good time.
it almost has like a kind of jazzy element to it. Like it's very
Sure.
I don't know, not that breakdown isn't normally like intricate because the right drummer can do a lot more than just double
A lot of
kick and
patterns. Yeah.
like yeah, but I don't know, it sounded complex, like technical, and
Mm.
I don't know, I appreciate that sort of thing, especially
Yeah.
when you're not really expecting it. Um,
Yeah.
is that a female vocalist?
No, so it's interesting. This is a French band.
Okay.
So Flo has just a very unique voice, but Flo is the front man, and he's also a rapper. And in the beginning of the song, he actually raps in French.
Oh, interesting. Hmm.
So you could, I mean, if you want to even play the intro, like first little 10 seconds of it's kind of wild because there's like some, you know, it's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
not the same song, but it is.
yeah.
That does not sound at all like the same song. Wow.
Yeah, right? So interesting. It goes from that into the
That is super
song.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So not a female vocalist, but a Frenchman
Mhm.
that is he just lays it on you. So it's a good time. But Matt, what in the hell have you been listening to?
What in the good world, the good Lord's world are you listening to, Sonny?
Good
Um,
gracious.
good gracious. It sounds like toilet music. Uh, Been going through, catching up on my best of 2023 albums,
Yeah.
at least what everybody else tells me is the best to listen to, because like I said last week, I'm very lazy and I don't do hardly any music discovery anymore. I just wait for stuff to come to me.
Right.
Uh, but I kept hearing about one record in particular that was making everybody's top 10 lists. And like, this is a band that has been around for a very, very long time. Not very, very long time, but long enough to like be very well established and popular. Never cared for this band's, didn't never really vibe with me. Their stuff was popular when I was in high school, and it was good. Like they're an objectively really good band, super tight.
Sure.
Never really
Okay.
vibed with them. They put out a record in 2023. The album is called, please do forgive me. It's called This Is Why. And the title track is what I'm going to play for you now. See if you can guess said band.
I've heard this. Oh, this is Paramore. This is
Yeah.
their okay. Interesting. I never would have thought you would have picked Paramore. And you like this?
A lot.
Wow. Interesting.
Really like the mixing there. Yeah, I popped it on, just kind of like I said, I kept hearing people talk about it, and they're like, look,
Right.
even if you're not a fan, listen to this album. I heard snippets from several tracks, and I was like, this doesn't sound anything like the Paramore that I know. You know, like
Right.
the pop punk emo,
Yeah.
like, and this is really like a pretty far cry from that. A lot of the elements that I always liked about them, like the ability to write a great hook, are all over this album. But I really like the mixing. I love the dry drums throughout.
Right.
I love the super funky poppy bass lines that accompany it. And this is ever present on the album. Really good vocals. Some of the song lyrics are,
Yeah.
uh, they're Paramore song lyrics. I mean, they're not groundbreaking, they're not
Sure.
amazing or anything, but like again, like the hooks are all over this album, and
Yeah.
like it's just there's so much earworm stuff happening here. I highly recommend, if you haven't listened to it, or if you're like me and don't really care for like pop punk as a genre in general, give this album a chance and see if it doesn't change your mind on Paramore.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a convert.
I know you better than most people know you, and that is very, very surprising that that has been what you've been listening to. So
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
cool. That's really fun.
yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah. Shit. Well, folks, this week we're going to go from what we've been listening to the main topic, which is our hit, the one hit wonder. And if you were listening last week, you know that we're changing that up too. We're not going to talk about two different artists
No,
every
sir.
week.
No.
Now we're just talking about one. We're talking about one artist, and we're going to kind of dive into them, listen to the song that we probably all know, and then listen to the next most popular song and just kind of discuss it. Nobody's going against one another, this time around, or who's the hit, who sucks, who whatever. They all suck. Just kidding. They don't all suck. But this week we have another band I know nothing about, but they were a big part of middle school. I just remember middle school dances and that, and this is when like the whole real big emo thing happened in my life. It was middle school, and so we're talking about the band Hellogoodbye and their song Here in Your Arms. What do you know about the song, Matt?
I know that this is name of a Beatles song. Not Here in Your Arms. Hellogoodbye.
Hellogoodbye it is.
I don't know anything about this band. Last week when you brought them up, I had never heard of them.
Wow.
I still don't think I've ever heard of this band, at least not in casual conversation.
You're not sure if you even heard this based on the song. You don't think you've heard the song?
I have not heard the song. based on this information, like it does not remind me, like it doesn't bring any memories to light. Like I have no idea the context for this. I didn't know this was an emo band until you mentioned it 20 seconds ago.
Well, yeah, I think you could call them emo. They're like in this. You'll hear it.
Okay.
It's the electron. Owl City. So
Yeah.
it's like it's not. It's more of what Owl City was trying to do, less of what the Postal Service was trying to do. And it was in this metro station. It was also kind of a kitschy time for music, where it was like, oh, cute songs are fun, and so we're gonna
10 million fireflies.
Yes, people ate it up.
I hate goodbyes. Lit up my world, and I fell asleep.
And then I slept. Funny thing, I was just looking at Wikipedia here, and this unrelated to anything else, but it says on their third touring cycle for the third album in 2013, they toured as Paramore's opening act. So that's just kind of fun. We just talked about, we talked about Paramore.
Small world.
But yeah, Hellogoodbye, per Wikipedia, is a American pop rock band that formed in Huntington Beach, California. And so I remember them surging up when I was in middle school. So this kind of makes sense. It looks like their first full length was 2006. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I think I was in high school 2006, or excuse me, middle school 2006. But yeah, I only know. I actually was talking to Jess today about this, and I said, do you know any other songs by Hellogoodbye? And she said just no. But she knows this song very well, and I do too. So I have zero idea what these guys made past that.
Right. Well, I'm excited to listen to Here in Your Arms.
In your arms.
In Europe. In your arms.
In
Not
Europe.
my arms. Here in my I'm not here in my arms.
I'm not here in my arms.
I'm
here
in your arms.
Here, that is odd. It's not there in your arms.
Not there.
It's here in your arms.
Your arms.
They're snuggling.
Just a couple snuggle bugs.
It's a cuddle puddle.
It's just a little cuddle puddle.
Cuddle puddle.
Because you have a little cuddle puddle. Let's listen to Here in Your Arms.
I like where we are when we drive in your car. I like where we are here.
7 a.m. Gotta wake up. Gotta grab a bowl. Gotta have cereal.
It's Rebecca Black's Friday. You don't know it? Maybe
Never
the
heard
chorus.
this.
Maybe the chorus. You gotta know it.
Our cheeks can brush, our lips can touch you. When you are the one who only lies close to me, whisper hello, I miss you quite terribly. I fell in love with you suddenly. That I so much love I could be waving your arms.
It's so interesting to me. Okay, so folks, I'm kidding. If you're not watching on YouTube, you're just listening. Matt doesn't know the song at all. Nothing at all. Nothing. Not a.
None of this is at all in any way, shape, or form familiar to me. I can tell you this. That was enough. That was enough.
You didn't like it. You didn't even like it.
That was enough. I don't need to listen to it anymore. I
Man.
like that this song is done. I like
where
my-
we
my
aren't.
cheeks.
I like
I like
Scotch.
what did he say? I like your car. I like when I drive in your car. What did he talk? What is this?
I like where we are when we drive in your car.
Where are they?
I don't know. They're in the car though. They're at Sonic drive-through.
What if they're like on the Mexican border, like being
Shot at? I don't know.
shot at like by the cartel or something? Jesus. I like being shot. This made me want to get fucking shot, dude. This is not a good song. This is a bad song. I'm sorry.
You didn't like it at all. Oh man.
No.
There's a lot of people that like, and you know what? It definitely, if it was
I'm
released,
1000% sure there are a lot of people who like it.
yes, but I think that it would not do well today.
No,
I
I don't
think
think
that
so either.
it was released, I think, at the perfect place that it
Yeah,
was.
2005, this song came out.
Okay, so it was a
Okay.
single on the record then.
Okay, I could tell you this. I'm
Okay.
looking at it on Wikipedia now, and the album title does sound a little bit familiar to me. It's called OMG HGB DVD ROTFL. So, oh my God, HGB, I don't know what that is.
What?
DVD rolling on the floor laughing. That's the album that
Where do you
this
see?
is.
Are you
It's on
sure?
Wikipedia.
Hold on a
Yes,
second.
yeah.
You're in your arms. You're right. Okay, let me look.
French indie
It
Korean
says
rock all
it
pop.
says this. I don't know what you're reading. It says Hello Goodbye's debut album Zombies, Aliens, Vampires, Dinosaurs, released in 2006.
Okay,
What were
see
you
that's
looking at?
that's the problem. I'm on the main Wikipedia page where I don't know. It says about album OMG HGB DVD ROTFL, released in 2005 by Hellogoodbye, who are an alternative
Oh,
French indie and Korean rock band. So they're French and Korean at the same time.
you're not looking at the right thing. You can't be. Is it? Look, this is. I'm
Are
sending
you
you.
gonna tell me Wikipedia is lying to me?
I'm sending you Hello Goodbye's Wikipedia page, and it is. Oh my God,
Oh,
you're
I'm
like.
sorry. I meant to say Google. I meant to say Google. I was on Google's homepage.
Oh, I see. It's an EP. All right, we're on the same page now, folks.
Okay.
There was confusion there.
Okay.
Having previously released the EP,
Mhm.
Hello Goodbye,
Mhm.
and DVD OMG HGB DVD
Got it.
ROTFL
I
in
mean,
2005 is an EP.
this
Yeah,
this it just yeah. This is completely that peak like, oh, isn't it fun to be cute in a rock
yes,
band, like a cute little indie rock band where we act like we're emo, but like this album covers them at the beach with their shirts off wearing like colorful, swimming
sure.
trunks,
Yeah,
but they've got like their side to side hair and like,
yes.
it's like,
It reminds me of Metro Station Shake It. We talked
oh
about it. Yeah.
yeah. I
It's
remember
just
that one.
kitschy and cute. I've said kitschy 3 times so far. I need to stop. But
The
yeah,
problem I have with it is like, okay,
uh,
so we were talking about Owl City earlier, right? Like how this, this kind of music and like, yeah, I see how it fits into that
right.
glove. But with a song like 10 Million Fireflies or whatever is
Fireflies.
Fireflies. Okay, a song like that has a lot more merit, not because it's my favorite song, but like it's a good song, but it's because it has there's more going for it in the instrumentation. It's got a lot more like unique things going.
Unique. That's it.
Yeah, where this is just, you know, uh, the same stock chord progression that we get
Right.
every single pop song, and boom, 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 boom. Like there's nothing. There's no catchy melody going on. It's just a guy. I like your car. I like going far. Our cheeks can touch and our lips can brush. It's like, come on, man, give me something more. Give
Sure.
me like, are you 12 writing to your
It's made for
girlfriend?
people that don't have exactly. It's made for people that don't have to
But
think
this is like
about
this has got to be like
music.
a 20-something-year-old man that's doing this, and that's what I don't like about this kind of music. Is like
Yes.
these are grown
It's
ass
like
men
yes,
writing songs that like where they're pretending to be a preteen.
exactly. They're like you were 16 and I went and I'm like this is just fucking weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, but then like at the same time you take a song like the Ocean Avenue, right? Or yeah, the
Yeah.
Yellow
Yeah.
Card
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like we were both 16. It's like, okay, that's fine.
Okay, we're
You're telling a
both.
story. We're both 16 here, right? And it's supposed to be like a looking back on a fond
Right.
memory.
Right.
This is just like bad writing
It's
that a
pandering.
12-year-old would write. Yeah, and you're pandering to your audience, and it's like, come on, man, like believe in them a little bit more. Like
Right.
give if you're gonna write music for 12-year-olds, give them something more than just like they don't care about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, well, give them the benefit of the doubt. Write something a little bit more.
Like
It can be
like
cheesy and cute and fun, but like 12-year-olds listen to Owl City, right? They listened to
sure.
that,
Yeah.
and that is still objectively good music. Is it my kind of music? No, not really.
Sure.
But it's
Agreed.
good. And like
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, perfect example, right? She writes music that caters to 12-year-olds or can, but it also
Can,
translates
yes.
across a wider audience. Like
Right.
no one past the age of 13 should ever listen to this music. It seems off. It
No,
seems
you're right.
wrong.
No 20 plus something year old is
No.
going to be like, I love Hello Goodbye.
If
And
I,
if
if I
you
hop in a
are, you know
car
what?
with any of my friends, any people that I associate with, and this
True.
comes on, I, I'm gonna lose a lot of points for that. Like
Hold on. But there is okay, and so disclaimer though, if you were like me, a child when this song came out and you remember it and it brings back good memories, that's one thing. But if the song was released in 2006 and in 2006 you're
Mhm.
30,
Yeah.
like it's not made for you. You're probably not going to roll around and be like, "Hey, listen to this new song I've been jamming."
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
this. I get it. I get what you're saying. It is creepily pandering to a very, very young audience.
Yeah, I get the same feeling I would if like being a father of a 2-year-old, we listen to a lot of
Mm,
children's music, right?
yes. Yep.
If my daughter wasn't around when I had that music on, that would be weird. It
It
would
would
be
be
weird
weird.
to just be playing that and be like, check this out.
Check this
This
shit out.
it's good stuff, man.
Fruit
Yeah.
salad, yummy, yummy. Am
Yummy,
I right?
yummy. Am I
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And that's with some exceptions, it's just Bluey soundtrack, for example.
Okay, the Blues soundtrack's
I'll
amazing.
pop that on any day of the week. There's
100%.
certified bangers.
Mm,
But it's just and just the fact that like these were not 16-year-olds at the time writing this. They were adults, and
yes.
it's just that
Right.
whole phase of music just seems odd. Like
It is odd. I
let's
think
let's not do that.
not to fully shit on it, it's just odd.
Yeah.
For Here in Your Arms, a lot of charting information. This is still back when records were being sold. We were still in the digital, everything was going digital,
Mhm.
but there were CDs being sold and things.
Yeah.
Certified platinum in the US, certified silver in the United Kingdom. Silver in the
Ooh,
United Kingdom is 200,000 units
silver.
sold. Yeah.
Okay.
Yukon Cornelius style. Charted everywhere though. Ton of it. Peaked in 2006 to 2007, peaked in the US dance show airplay charts at number 3. Mainstream top 40 peaked at 19. And then year end it peaked at number 81. So it was all around in that
Mhm.
time. Like people were just the memory I have with the song is like I was at a middle school dance and this song came on and all of my white friends just rushed the dance floor. It was very funny. I always remember
Yeah.
that. I'm like, "Oh, look at that. All the little white kids are like, here's a song that we all know." And I'm like, "Okay." So,
Here's
I
one just for us.
here's one just for the white kids. And yeah, that's just a funny observation. But yeah, I don't know. That's my memory of it. But
Mhm.
I haven't looked, and I'd
Yeah.
be very surprised if I knew anything else from this artist. I don't know. Nothing's in my head.
Yeah, so they had quite a few tracks and albums after this. This was obviously off their debut album with zombies, aliens, vampires, whatever. But again, and
Oh
it's just
my.
like how childish of an album title is that? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, there's a cartoon on it. Oh, it's silly. Uh,
OMG.
and you could tell I think on their sophomore album, Would It Kill You from 2010, I think it looks like they try to get a little bit more serious. And again, I don't know anything about this band, but just looking at the album cover, it's not a cartoon. It's like a bunch of like framed photos on a wall. The album's called Would It Kill You?
Uh,
Not to say that I don't know, but that's what the next most popular song is on. It's called When We First Met.
yeah.
And it's currently
Okay.
sitting at 10 million plays on Spotify. But just based on some of these song titles, it looks like they matured up a bit, which good. Um, but I
I
mean,
don't know about that, and I'll give you my reasoning after we listen to it and
okay,
talk about it. But
all right. Let's check out When We First Met, and then we'll talk about whether or not they've truly matured.
Mm.
When we first met, your hair was long and brown, you hadn't shed. Cut it all off and now it's long once again.
With Squarespace, you can take your next great business idea and make it into a reality.
That's so perfect. Drive the new Mazda RX.
Drive the new Mazda RX.
I liked that a lot better.
Okay.
Now, a couple of things that I noticed. Number one, there was no auto tune, and it wasn't this
True.
cute little. There was a ukulele,
Mhm.
so, and I think there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
I think that the melody writing was certainly better
It was
than
better. Yes. Yes. Better.
what we listened to here in your arms.
Mhm.
And I kind of when it came into that the drums and then
Mhm.
it went into the next part, I actually kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
the double time and kind of into the chorus where everything drops out except the drums, and then you get that kind of like big chorus. That's just better songwriting.
It is. It's better songwriting.
It's bringing something a little more unique, a little more interesting into the fold here.
You know,
I could totally respect that.
Yeah, it reminds me of Plain White Tees record Wonders of the Younger.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a lot in that. There's a song on there that reminds me. There's Rhythm of Love.
Okay.
Because they got that bit that's like my heart beats like a drum, and it goes ba-doom doom doom.
Oh,
There's like
yeah.
percussion elements that are happening in there,
Mhm.
but there's musically much maturing.
Yep.
My comment before was made prior to listening to that. I liked that, and I was only going off of what I heard with Hellogoodbye's Here in Your Arms, which was very pandery. We had talked about it's just weird. If you look at their most recent release, it's an album called Sonly Natural. That's an S hyphen only. Excuse me,
Solely.
S S apostrophe natural, only natural. If you click on the album cover, all I had to go off of was the album cover and then Here in Your Arms. It is a naked man that is it's him, and he's just folded up,
Oh, good.
legs kind of crossed, looking at you. There's a lot of colors, so it seems very like, oh, this is welcoming for maybe this is like a kid's album. Then you zoom in on it, it's just a naked dude. So it just got weird for me.
I like it.
I'm a fan.
I like it.
I'm a big fan of this.
I'm a fan.
Okay.
I'm a fan of the nude man. There's a song on this album called Hang Loose, and it's the most popular song on the album.
And he is.
And he is sure hanging loose on that album cover. I like it.
Very interesting.
All right. So this I get the hit appeal for the time. Like you said, this would not be a hit in 2023, 4, God, whatever year we're in.
Yeah.
Would not be a hit. Oh, this is the 50th episode, by the way.
This is our 50th episode.
I meant to say that earlier. This is the 50th episode of this podcast.
Well, God, it took us 4 years.
After all this time.
After all this time.
4 years of doing the show, we finally reached 50 episodes. Would not say like this album has no chance, or this song has no chance of like being a success nowadays. But as far as the hit appeal goes, I get the universal appeal. Everyone liked dumb songs back then. People are smarter now. There's a lot better music now than there was. I feel like in this time, generally speaking, like in 2000, like the early 2000s, early aughts, because we hadn't reached that internet age quite yet. Like record companies were still kind of like grasping at straws to see whatever they could pull in.
Yeah, and then something blows up on MySpace.
Exactly, like things would blow up on that early internet, like and kids were using that, so it's kids music. I get it. I get why it was a hit. I don't really care to ever listen to that song again. I'm glad it completely skipped my radar.
It was a wild time.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Hellogoodbye. It looks like it seems to be just a guy.
Just one
Never
guy.
really got into it. But whoever this man is, it seems like it's just this person that's doing it. And you know what? Good luck. Best of luck to you.
Best of luck, buddy. Good for you. Can we name him? Like can we do him that much.
I
Forrest Klein.
Forrest.
Forrest Klein.
I thought you were asking, can we name him? Like, give him a name?
Oh, let's get. Oh, I mean, we can.
You know what I thought at first was Richard.
Richard.
Hmm.
Richard Looseman.
Richard Looseman.
I like.
Richard Dick Looseman.
That's Richard. Richard Dick Looseman. We call him Dick. Dick Looseman.
No. Dick's his middle name. He's Richard Dick Looseman.
Oh, so he's Dick Looseman.
He's Dick Looseman. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Even though he's had all of that fame, he still runs his ice cream truck in the town of Vieira, Florida.
That's where he lives now.
That's where he lives. Yeah, he's
Okay,
down
good.
there. Yeah, it's a good time. All right.
Good
Any
fella.
other comments about Hellogoodbye?
No.
Well,
No.
Hellogoodbye.
Yeah, I don't.
Whew.
It's fine. He's fine. He's good. Good for him. He looks like a Weezer band member. Like
Oh, that's a great. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's cool. He's cool. Good guy. Good fella.
Yeah,
I'll grab a
good.
beer with him if he's ever in town.
Grab some drinks after we shit all over him. Sorry, Forrest.
Yeah. Sorry, Forrest. Write
weird,
better
Forrest.
songs, dude. Let's talk about our topic this week. What do you say?
I am very excited about our topic.
I'm very excited as well. All right, so this week we are talking about heavy. Heavy. You know, I can pick this up. It's not heavy.
Not heavy.
I can pick this up. It's not heavy. It's empty.
Right.
I pick myself up. It's pretty heavy.
That actually is a good point. Folks, we're talking about the question.
No, it's not.
No, it is. Yes, it's a good segue because we're talking about we are asking the question, what is heavy? And just as Matt was explaining right there are some different opinions and definitions that people hold. What is heavy? So we're going to talk about that.
Yep.
And we actually have a few examples of where we're coming from.
We did mention in music, right?
Yeah.
What is heavy in
not
music?
Gravity.
What is the definition of the word heavy?
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
I brought up my Webster's dictionary.
I can deadlift 60 pounds. So
60 pounds. Man, you're strong.
You know. Last time I was at the gym, I caught a few eyes, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They said, that guy knows what heavy is.
He knows what heavy is.
Yeah, heavy in music. I don't know how you want to approach this. I suppose we could talk about like kind of the idea here. We each brought a handful of songs to play. Yeah. That's kind of reference what we're talking about. I'll start.
Sure. I think it's worth noting in the front that again, Matt's definition is going to be, it will be probably different than mine. We just listen to different kinds of music. So heavy in music could really mean so many things. So yeah. I'm excited to hear what you say.
It's completely objective, right? I mean, there's a million different explanations you could give in definitions. Yeah. Like you said, to me, heavy means a number of things. You listen to heavy music. And I think that's the simplest term for it, right? Right. Not to say that like it's like that's wrong or anything like that, but like that's when you think heavy music, people think heavy metal. Obviously, you think of metal music, down-tuned guitars, like
it's in the title of the genre.
It's in the title, right? Like hardcore music, hardcore, right. Heavy, or something like doom. I was telling Nolan before. Yeah. I was telling Nolan before the show, I went through a doom phase back in college where I listened to a lot of like doom bands. And so that to me was heavy, right? Like you just associate these genre titles, but it all kind of falls under that same umbrella. And this is like,
sure.
So like music snobs are going to be mad that I even say this, but like, it's all metal music, right? It's all like all of that stuff is in one sort of like encompassing.
It's under the umbrella.
It's under the umbrella of heavy metal.
Right.
So like I don't have any problem with that definition at all. In fact, I brought a couple songs that I think really kind of epitomize that heavy sound in music. One of them being probably the earliest example of a truly heavy song. Now, like,
Song.
I think there's a bunch of easy ones you can point to, right? Like, and one of them, and I'll talk about this more than once, but is "She's So Heavy" by the Beatles on
By the
Abbey Road,
Beatles.
right?
Yes.
That is a pretty aggressive song for the time that it came out in,
Oh
for the
yeah.
album that it's on. Like, and just to like
Mm.
talk about the Beatles for a second, like the fact that that song does what it does, and that like it's got like that, that sort of jazz. Dun, 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 dun,
Mhm.
I want you. And then it goes into like this big wall of sound, and then it's amazing. Like it's an incredible song, but you get this massive wall of sound, and again, I'll talk more about this in a minute. And then it just cuts off into nothing, and then you get the happiest song you've ever heard, and Here Comes the Sun right after, and you're like,
Right.
what a tone shift, but it works.
Mm.
Anyways, that I think is one of the earliest examples of like a truly heavy song. But right after that, there would be a band that came around. This album came out in the same year, in fact, 1969, I do believe, or 1970. It's by the band Black Sabbath. The album is called Black Sabbath. The song that I'm going to play is called Black Sabbath.
Ooh.
So this is off the debut album by heavy metal band that we all know. Some of us love, other people hate, Black Sabbath. And the story behind the song is that Black Sabbath started off as kind of a progressive jazz band, like a blues jazz band. Tony Iommi, their guitarist, worked in a metal factory. And one day, little Tony had a poor accident, and sliced off the tips of two of his fingers, his ring finger and his middle finger, which
Wow.
severely inhibited his ability to play guitar. So the band had to rely on other ways of playing. He needed to basically he put like wax tips on his fingers
I
to
did
cope.
not know this. Wow.
Yeah, but it caused him a lot of pain to play the strings and as high of tuning as they were. So he had to tune down in order to make the strings looser. And this completely changed the band's sound. Pair that with the fact that one night, Geezer Butler, the band's bass player, who was really into witchcraft, the occult, like satanic kind of things. He
Yeah.
wasn't a Satanist, but he was just very interested in like satanic history. He had a waking nightmare where he was visited by Satan himself,
Wow.
and Satan pointed at him and basically said like, I'm gonna kill you, basically. So Geezer brought this dream, this nightmare, to Ozzy, the band's lead singer, Ozzy Osbourne, and Ozzy wrote this song based on that dream.
Wow.
So I'm gonna play a little bit of Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath.
It's Escape by the Devil Wears Prada.
It's been used many times over. The rain
Right.
effects, and the
The rain.
bells. Yep. Skip ahead a little bit.
Turn around quick and start to run. Find out I'm the chosen one.
Wow.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
Yikes.
you
Wow.
got so many elements there that would go on to be replicated and just used over and over again in metal music. And there's a reason that everyone calls this band like the pioneers of metal because they were the first ones to ever do this.
Right.
And you can imagine how audiences reacted at a time like this, like hearing a song that was about being awoken in the middle of the night by a black figure that would go on to be like Satan himself, telling you that you're like the chosen one to replace him, like you are the son of Satan and like you're gonna take over his mantle. Like that's what the song is about. And like Ozzy would like go on in the song to basically like plead for mercy from the Lord. He's like he screams at the top of his lungs
Oh
like,
my
God help
God.
me, please.
Oh my
uh,
gosh.
so it's like
That is heavy.
that's heavy, man. Like that's really, really dark stuff.
It
You know,
is.
with the devil's tritone on guitar, um, just something that was like not used. There was a long-standing myth that like in medieval times, if a music conductor or like somebody conducted a piece of music used that in any capacity, that dum dum dum, that
Wow.
would summon the devil. This was a myth, this was not true, but that was not used in music for
Wow.
a number of reasons for thousands of years. And so like people just hadn't heard that like combination of tones
Oh
that
my goodness.
bluntly before. So yeah.
I'm looking at as well the I guess you would call it an EP. I don't know if it was called that back then, but
Mm,
the on the record on Black Sabbath,
mhm.
the just the artwork is really grim and
It
terrifying.
is, man. Yeah, yeah. It's like this oil painting of kind of in the like a woodsy, foresty scene,
Yeah,
and in the foreground is a woman or like a cloaked
it's Ozzy.
nun figure looking thing standing there, and in the background is a like just this old farmhouse, and the whole thing looks very haunting, like a scene out of a nightmare.
It's really scary for today. It's scary. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times you see, it's amazing that this is what Black Sabbath put out in 1970, and
Hmm.
then Creed goes and puts out the bullshit albums that they did, the artwork.
You jump on Creed like that?
Oh well, look at the artwork. The artwork's crazy. Green light. Don't be jumping on Scotty
Wow.
like that.
Hey, come on. What's Scott's listening? He's like, hey, come on now.
Hey
Hey,
guys, hey
come on
guys,
now.
can we calm down?
Guys, come on. I'm gonna come play for you.
I'll come play for you.
I'll be here next year. Come on.
August 13th, man. We're gonna be out there. It's Joe
August
Biden.
13th, Creed.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not playing around.
Scott rips off his mask. He's like, hey, it's just me. I've been
Hey,
president all the time.
I'm not playing
So
around.
can you take me higher? No, take me higher.
Take me behind Jack Sparrow. That's okay. So I don't know. I see you. I'm now looking at the playlist, and you have
Yeah.
another. Do you want to talk about is this a second?
Yeah, sure. Happily. Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of just want to show the progression here. So years later,
yeah,
there would be another band that came along, and like metal kind of stayed on this progressive darkening year after year
sure.
with every new artist, and there were always artists pushing the boundaries. Nowadays I couldn't even tell you how dark some of the I know there's like Norwegian black metal
Oh
where
yeah,
bands like you're not a musician unless you go and burn churches and all that stuff.
right.
Like I don't
Black
care about
metal in
any of that.
general. There's like grindcore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much and I would say most of it is pretty bad music wise, like just it's just repetitive and not really interesting because it's just been done into the ground at this point.
Yeah,
And like it's more just about like and this happens all the time. It's like how dark can you get, how like what kind of
sure.
nasty things can you talk about? But there's been in the late 80s early 90s that came along, and I think pretty much perfected this dark metal sound, like what I would really call heavy metal without branching into other genres. Like I mean
Yeah, yeah.
you could call them thrash. I think Metallica's that kind of realm, like, but this is just really, really solid metal. And I think this it's funny because this song starts almost exactly the same as the Black Sabbath song. The band is called Slayer, and this
Mm.
song is called Raining Blood.
There it is. More rain.
It's always raining around here.
You can picture like a dark alleyway.
Yeah.
Picturing like cobblestone, a sound at the end of the road, the rain.
Silent. Yeah, kind of a longer song as well, but like it's something I really respect about that is like the songs that take their time with the intros, like really kind of build up that,
Sure.
I don't know, that fear factor or like just that dread. Yeah, I don't know. The rain is effective. It's overdone, it's overused, like,
Sure.
kind of just in general sound effects and all
Wow.
that stuff. They might be cheesy, but I think this song really holds up. I think it's a great, like, it's just a pounding guitar riff. Another example of kind of that devil's tritone just kicked up to 10.
Right.
Yeah, and then you got like the guitar harmonies that kick in there, and I don't
Yeah.
know, the tempo change kind of like after doing that for a few beats. Um, it's good. It's good stuff. It's good metal. Like I am not the world's biggest metal fan, but I
Sure.
do like a lot of heavy metal, like true heavy metal.
Right. I'm with you there, and I can listening to it and hearing the lore, the
Hmm.
back. uh, It's really interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
know that at all about Black Sabbath, and I don't know. I just find that super super cool, and I like that you did the progression there because we're talking about the 1970,
Yeah.
and then moving from that, you skip over into the late 80s, early 90s
Hmm.
with Slayer, and now I'm gonna bring you to modern day, and I'm gonna go over like in my mind, heavy's a bit different than like you had equated a lot to the darkness of it, the Satan visiting the guy from Black Sabbath at night, and
Yeah.
talking about writing about very dark things, God help me, all this, the environment with the rain and the
Hmm.
sound effect and all that
Hmm.
stuff. It's a very dark thing, uh which I that is a perspective that I don't often bring that or think that or look for that in music, and I listen to a lot of metalcore these
Hmm.
days. When I think heavy, I think it's one of two things, um, generally. And the first thing that I think of is I like to call them hit points. I'm a big fan of breakdowns
Hmm.
and anything that makes you the easiest tell for me is the me making like a stank face. Like if I'm listening to a song and I hear something and I go, ooh, like my eyes, I kind of like squint up and I'm like, whew,
Hmm.
that really does it for me. And it's just when I was writing music with close quarters, I was trying to when I was writing a breakdown, I was trying to do something that made people's eyes go wide, that like surprised them, or
Hmm.
it was like holy shit. That reaction I was just chasing. And I wanted that because I love listening to that myself. And so I put as an example of that stank face moment, that old shit, that's really heavy. There's a band that's putting out music recently. They're called Left to Suffer. They're very talented, very heavy, but they do this thing. I had you fast forward it to a point in the song. It's a minute and 11 seconds. If you're wondering with this song called "Disappoint Me" by Left to Suffer, and it does this. What they do in the breakdown just makes you make the stank face. And go ahead and give it to them.
I'm gonna give it to him.
I'm gonna give it to them.
I always trusted you, but you disappoint me.
So there it goes. Up to that point in the song, it's like that down da kind
Hmm.
of thing, and they stop and go, disappoint me. It's like down 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 down,
Hmm. Yeah.
that sort of thing. I don't know, things like that, like a breakdown that's like bands used to add like sound effects to their breakdowns. They'd have like an anvil hit. I'm
Yeah.
guilty of that. I've done that before. Glass shattering is another thing.
Uh,
Anything that could elicit this, I just punched through a wall
mm,
with this music. And
yeah.
so that to me, when I hear that, that could in a song that a breakdown can do that, but also like a very extreme, really low guttural scream is like a ooh God, that's
Just
really
saucy.
fucking heavy. Yeah, it's real
Yeah.
saucy. So that for me is heavy, but then there's also the other end of the spectrum, and uh, I I chose. Let's see. I'll just say what it is first. Lyrics
Mm-hmm.
to me. I got the opportunity to write in that capacity for my last bit, Close Quarters. Before I was in Variant, I was in Close Quarters, and I got to write all of the lyrics for that project. And I decided to not be surface level. I just decided to write about what I was going through
Mm-hmm.
at the time. And there there's a ton of bands. I think most artists tend to do this. They write about their own personal experiences, and sometimes it's light cheery in that, and sometimes it's mid-level or it's not so exciting or whatever. And sometimes it's just about something that happened in their life that is difficult to talk about.
Yeah.
And artists will generally stay away from that because it's not a hit when they write. Oftentimes when you write something very serious, the accompaniment, the music that comes with it's also in that same vein. So it's not their poppy catchy song, it's not the most hooky song, it's not the happiest thing you've ever heard, but it's very heavy.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
as an example of writing something very heavy, I had written a song called Afterthought when I was with Close Quarters. And as of right now, our music's not on Spotify. It got taken down, but I'm working on putting it back up on Spotify. But in this part that you're going to listen to, I chose for you guys to listen to, I'm writing about addiction, and I'm writing from personal experience, people in my life that have had to go through that and suffer through addiction, and how I wrote how it affected me. And at the end of it, the lyrics that I chose, or what I chose to scream in this song, were why can't I feel anything? And I had this overwhelming feeling of I just wanted to be clean again, and I just wanted to feel good again, and I just didn't. And so it was a very difficult thing to write about, but it was just heavy. And so I had to put that out there. And so anyway, this is the end of Afterthought, and this is another definition of heavy for me.
Will survive.
Way to bring the energy down, Nolan. I know I'm a real piece of shit. But no, it's heavy too. I think that it's cool that definition can span so many things, so
Totally.
many, and depending on the next person that we talk to may have a completely different opinion.
Yeah.
This record is heavy. They put a 5-pound weight in it.
Yeah. Every record sold, they put a 5-pound weight in it.
And then every record after that, they continued to add 5 pounds.
They're green. These weights. They're green colored weights.
Green colored weights.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this definitely an interesting perspective. Obviously, lyrics are a very obvious thing to point to when you're talking about heavy songs. And that's one of the other songs I brought. It's exactly that. The heaviness of it lies in the lyrics. I would also argue, and maybe this is a little tougher sell, but I'd also argue in this particular song, the instrumentation adds to the heaviness. This is not a metal song by any means. This is a folk song. But I wanted to talk about it because I remember the first time I heard it, it felt like a
Mm,
weight, like just sitting on top of me. And like I pretty sure, and I could be wrong, but I know I was on a walk. I was like outside my house or outside my apartment. I was going on a walk, had my headphones in, and I popped this album on for the first time. And this was not the first song on the record that made me just like tear up, but this was the
mm.
song that just like immediately set me back. And I was like, I don't know if I can really listen to this anymore tonight. Like, I think I have to
Wow.
take a break. And there's been a few albums that have done that to me in the past where I pop them on and like they're sad, or they're intense. I won't
Yeah.
even say sad. I'll say like intense. There's really intense records and they're great, but I have to stop. I have to stop, halfway through or however long in, and come back to it because I just can't handle it all at once.
Mm.
And maybe that's a pretentious thing to say. I don't know, but
No,
like,
I don't think so.
um,
I'm the same.
yeah. But this song in particular, really got me the first time I heard it. I've listened to it a million times since. It is one of my favorite songs. Uh, for good or bad reasons. It's called "The Fourth of July" by Sufjan Stevens, and
Mm.
I'll play a little bit of it just so you can kind of get an idea of just the feel of the song, and then I'll talk about the lyrics.
The evil had spread like a fever ahead. It was night when you died, my firefly. What could I have said to raise you from the dead? Oh, could I be the sky on the 4th of July? Well, you do enough talk, my little hawk. Why do you cry? Tell me, what did you learn from the Tillamook burn or the 4th of July? We're all gonna die.
So yeah, that's you can talk about a mood killer. That's the one for sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
if they've
that's
made it this far in the podcast, they knew it was going to be a heavy conversation.
yeah, man. So for context, this is a song off Sufjan's 2015 album "Carrion Lull."
Carry low. Yeah.
Yeah, which every song has to do with kind of um, first off, the instrumentation is all like this. There's no percussion on the record. It's all very acoustic guitar and just soft keypad driven. And most of the songs have to do with some perspective on his parents, how he was raised. And Sufjan's mother died when he was very young, and this song is dealing with it's about one of the last conversations he had with her, where he is reflecting on what more he could have done. She had cancer, and so there's nothing he could have done, but he felt like he could have done more to save her. And so it's about his mom talking to him while she's on a hospital bed, ensuring him that it's going to be okay. We're all going to die, which may not be a particularly comforting sentiment. But in the context of the song, it was, I remember like when I first started, it was like, it's reassuring in a way to know like this isn't just coming for you or the ones you love. Like it's coming for me and everybody. Like everyone's gonna die. It's just a matter of like time, right? Which obviously it's extremely obvious. And this song just ends with that repeat of we're all gonna die, we're all gonna die, we're all gonna die. And it's extremely heavy subject matter about talking
Yeah.
with your mom one more time before she dies. Uh, so and Sufjan does this time and time again. Like his song, the way that he can incorporate like his personal experiences into his songwriting and still make like these masterpieces of music is incredible. But obviously not a heavy metal song at all. Like there's
Oh,
no breakdowns, no percussion. There's no
the whole
distorted
thing's
guitars.
heavy.
Yeah, but it's I mean, and this whole record, like I don't I don't like to tell people, hey, go and like if you're gonna start with Sufjan, don't do it with this one.
Right,
Because
yeah.
it's
Listen to Chicago.
yeah, go and listen to Illinois or
Yeah.
Age of Odds or something like that first. This one is not the happiest of tunes.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it's like I said, it's one of my favorite songs ever written. I love the concept of it, and like it still like I've heard it 50 plus times at this point, and it's like it still gets me pretty emotional.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
got me a little bit there too.
uh, but anyways, yeah, finally, I wanted to what do you have any other songs that you were gonna talk about?
No, I didn't. I have my two
Okay,
things here.
so
You came a lot more prepared than I did.
well, it's just I don't know. It's a fascinating subject. I mean, I like talking about this stuff a lot.
Yeah,
I think that's like there's dance music that's heavy to me. Like
sure.
just dance in the fact like the production. Like if I hear like a super thumpy bass in music, like
Mm.
that's heavy. Like kind of like how you were saying with the music that gives you the stank face. It's like
Oh yeah.
if it gets me like just like involuntarily moving, I'd
Yeah.
call that heavy
Yeah, why not?
because it's like that's intense. There's intensity to that, and it's like, oh shit, like now I gotta move just because I'm hearing the song. Like there's I don't know like Justice, the band Justice. If you hear that DANCE dance, that song just kills me. Anything by Daft Punk
Oh
is
yeah,
heavy music to me, like because
sure.
it's so four
It
on the
works.
floor, like
Yeah.
just groovy. I love that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
I find it a lot in electronic music in particular, like just a dirty, heavy synth. But um, I alluded to this earlier, talking about the Beatles and the wall of sound production style.
Mm.
And I was gonna bring She's So Heavy and play it because like I said, if you haven't heard that song or it's been a while or you don't really remember it, the way that the song is it slowly builds up on that, that slow boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And it keeps going like that for I don't
Yep.
know, eight bars and all the while there's just this ocean like this wall of sound that's
Yeah.
building up in the background and it gets progressively louder and louder
Hmm.
until it almost feels like you're having like a panic attack like it's causing anxiety to sit
Yeah.
there and listen to it because you're like oh like what's happening like what's happening to the
Right.
music like the music is being drowned out in favor of this sound this just white noise and there's a handful of songs that do this really, really well. And I wanted to bring another example from Mac DeMarco, uh,
Hmm.
probably the last person anybody would associate as being a heavy songwriter.
Yeah.
He
I,
is the king daddy of chill music. But
King Daddy.
he's the king daddy. But he put out a record in 2017 called This Old Dog. And the second to last track on the record is called Moonlight on the River. And this is another one that I had like a weird experience first listening to because I'm like, I thought something was wrong with the album. Like I thought something was wrong with the headphones or whatever. Super chill song. I'll play a little bit of the beginning because it's 7 minutes long, but I just want to give you an idea of what the song sounds like normally. Okay. So that's the song. Pretty
Okay.
loosey goosey. I'm gonna fast forward to near the end of the song. goes on like that for about another minute.
Wow.
And it just like it gets progressively more and more just weird, echoey, ambient
Yeah.
guitars and synths and just white noise happening everywhere. Like that to me, the music that kind of just causes you to stop and be like, whoa, hang on a second. Like, is something wrong? Like, is this
Yeah.
supposed to be a part of it? Because I don't know. And I guess like on one hand, you could say, that's bad. Like that's not very good. Like it's not melodic. That's not fun. It's just a bunch of noise. You're just making a bunch of noise. Some like, boomer dad talking to his 16-year-old kid in a ska band playing out of the garage.
It's all toilet sounds.
It's all toilet sounds. You're not making rock music better. Or what does he say? Like, you're not making Christian music better. You're just making rock worse.
That's really great.
Yeah. I think that's heavy. I would consider that heavy. Like when I hear that sort of wall of sounds, Tame Impala, speaking of which, does this quite a few times too, in their music where they'll just introduce some left field thing and just roll with it.
It reminds me of A Day in the Life.
Yes. Yeah. Where it's just, that
Yeah,
buildup
like
of strings in the middle of the song.
yeah, it's like 2 minutes in, it goes
Mhm.
from one part of the song. I feel like I can't remember
Yeah.
if this is actually real or if it's just in my head what I
Mhm.
think, but it's almost like they had 2 songs and they needed
Mhm.
something to put them. Is that right? They needed something to put
That's
them 2
exactly right.
together.
Yeah, they had
Okay,
Paul had half a song and John had half a song, and it was
okay.
George Martin's idea to actually piece
Put
them
them
together.
together.
Mhm.
Got it. And then they
So
put this just
again,
chaos
that was
in the
again
middle.
his idea. That was him playing around with like orchestra throwaway tidbits. None of the Beatles were actually involved
Right.
in that decision.
It's
Yeah,
all George Martin, fifth
yeah.
Beatle action right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's what it reminds me of. I think it's super cool. It's like chaos. It's like this is the end of my recording sessions. This is
Mm-hmm.
my frustration build up
Mm-hmm.
of the songwriting process, maybe how I felt when I was writing this particular part or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's just chaos,
Just chaos. Yeah.
but it's fun.
That's an interesting thought of like how many producers or people that are mixing records just get like they've been at a song forever and they can't get the sound right, so eventually you just start throwing stuff at the wall and you're
Throw it
like
all at it.
whatever.
Let me just like slam my fist on the keys.
Yeah,
Everything is
yeah,
throw the guitar.
yep.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
what it
wonder how
feels
often
like.
that happens, and oh, maybe that's the case with this Mac DeMarco
And
song.
that's
Where
heavy.
it's heavy, baby.
It's heavy, baby.
It's heavy. I'm heavy. I've been drinking too much beer tonight.
Too many calories.
Too many calories. I gotta go for a run in the morning. I don't want to slip on ice.
That is such an interesting thing to see. I'm just looking at my screen. I pulled up, Sergeant Pepper's
Hmm.
Lonely Hearts Club Band, the record there, because that's what A Day in the Life is on. And at the bottom it says 1967. So 3 years later, Black Sabbath
Yeah.
put out a record. It's like you don't think that these two artists are just that close in making music, but you just I don't know. I don't.
Well, folks,
That was weird.
that was everything. That was it.
That was everything. Well, I don't know. I guess we're gonna stop mid sentence. You should just let it
Yeah.
stop mid sentence,
Sure.
and then we come back to this.
Sure.
Ran out of disk space.
Ran out of disk space.
Matt's
The
computer.
old disk space.
No
It'll
disk space.
set you wrong every
Set
time.
you wrong every time, folks. That's the end of the episode, though.
Mm.
So if you've made it this far, congratulations. I'm not sure most people will.
I keep wanting to press up on my glass. I'm not wearing my glasses today. And I
Yeah,
keep, you ever just
I do that.
instinctually, do
Yep.
that? I keep touching my face. I'm like, stop it.
I do it all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
at the to wind down the episode, uh next week we're doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same songs, just kidding. We're Matt, I picked this week's song, so Matt has picked next week's song. And do you remember what it is? Are you looking at the thing? Do you want me to say it?
Taco putting on the Ritz.
Putting on the Ritz. We're talking
Yes,
about
sir.
taco next week. And
Taco.
we have a new creative topic as well. What do you got? What do you got for it, Matt?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about intros to music that are not music. I like that. That's kind of cool, huh?
That's a good
So
way to say it. Song with the best non-music intro is what I typed.
non-music intro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So think Thriller by Michael Jackson, right?
Ooh,
Yeah. There's an example that everyone knows. Doesn't start with the
Scary
music,
Terry. Yep.
starts with the scares and the spooks and the scares and the
Yeah.
hairs.
And it's gonna be a lot of hair,
A
a lot of
lot of
chest
hair in
hair.
that one. A lot of
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah, there you go. Remember to subscribe, social media, give us a follow. I'm doing clips now, and I'm also gonna upload the entire thing to YouTube. So check us
Yep.
out anywhere you want to
Please
check us out.
do. Please just
Yeah,
do it. Just
just do
just
it.
just give a like.
Can you make us famous
Come on.
already?
Come
I'm
on.
sick of
Spare a
working my
like.
job. Ugh,
Well, no, I love my job.
just kidding. I really love my job. Thank you for employing me.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for the employments job.
That's
You're the
great.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a lot of fun to do every week. Yeah, congrats on 50 whole episodes.
Thank you.
Here's to
Congratulations to you.
49 more.
For only 49 more. We're only
Get
doing
to
this for
99 and call it a day.
another 4 years
Another 4 years,
of
folks.
stopping and starting.
And we'll have 99 episodes. No,
No.
no.
We're doing
No.
it.
We're gonna do it all the way.
Stop it, Dale.
Stop it. Yeah, this is a good time. Yeah, you may have noticed I'm in a new space. I am not in my normal
Oh.
cozy office space.
But yes.
Yeah, our upstairs, which is where I normally am. Kick the
Oy.
kick the buckets, as they say, in terms of temperature. We have had detrimental winds and colds and ices and snows here. And
ISIS.
we ISIS. ISIS
ISIS
is
is
in Nashville,
here.
Tennessee. They're here, man. Yeah, you thought those guys were gone?
You
Mm-mm.
know they were got no.
No.
Abu, he cried like a dog. Attack my
It's
dogs, beautiful dogs.
really good. Get out there and vote, folks. We will be back next week with a whole new episode.
Oh God. Bye.
Bye.